Welcome low V gamers. Today we're going to be reviewing a deck based out of the Shadowmoor and Lorwyn block, which includes Lorwyn, Morningtide, Shadowmoor, and Eventide. The theme of the deck is Kithkins, and I've built it to have it where it controls the opponent's creature board state, whether that's removing them or locking them down, as well as buffing my Kithkin soldiers to be able to just pound face. So to start with, we got 20 planes, just basic planes in here. One of each of the following. We got Inquisitor Snare, which is prevent all damage a target attacking or blocking creature would deal. This turn, if this creature is black or red, destroy it. So there again, it's protecting mine and destroying theirs. Light from Within. Chroma. Each creature you control gets +1/+1 for each white mana symbol in its mana cost. Help buff my soldiers. Coordinated Barrage. Choose a creature type, in this case we pick Kithkin. Coordinated Barrage deals damage to target attacking or blocking creature equal to the number of permanents you control of the chosen type. So it can put out lots of damage. We got Armored Ascension. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each planes you control and has flying. For 4, that's right off the gate, +4/+4 flying, which is nice. Forfend, prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures this turn. Preeminent Captain. The first strike for 3 mana is a 2/2. Whenever Preeminent Captain attacks, you may put a soldier creature card from your hand into play, tapped and attacking. So he's super nice to help get those soldiers out to get the ball rolling there. Galepowerd Mage for 4 mana. Flying, whenever Galepowerd Mage attacks, remove another target creature from the game. Return that card to play under the owner's control at end of turn for 3/3. It's a 3/3. What's nice about that, or the wording on that, is pretty much like Flicker. So if you get your cards locked down, you can just remove them, bring them back, and the enchantments will go away. Kithkin Rabble. Vigilance for 4 mana. Kithkin Rabble's power and toughness are each equal to the number of white permanents you control. So by the time you can play him, he's a 4/4. And that just gets bigger with the deck as it goes. Bridged Hero of Kinsbaile, I believe is how that's pronounced. It's a 4 mana cost. First strike with tap. Deal 2 damage to each attacking or blocking creature target player controls. So that can help destroy your opponent's creatures as well as keeping yours safe in combat for 2/3. And then we got Kithkin Shielddare for 2 mana, which has the option to pay mana and tap. Target blocking creature gets +2/+2 until end turn for 1/1, so that's a nice little boost for your defending creatures. We have 2 of each of the following cards in the deck. Recumbent Bliss. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, I may gain a life, which is nice. So we have 2 of those. Curse of Chains. Enchant creature at the beginning of your upkeep, tap enchanted creature. So that's really nice to help keep the enemy tapped down so they can't do anything. Deathrender, which is 4 mana. I believe it's a little expensive for some people. I find it really nice because it's a 2/2. And then you equip it for 2. The biggest thing with this one though is if the creature it's equipped to dies, I can pull another creature from my hand and I'll automatically attach it. So it's just another way of helping replenish the creatures in the field as well as get new creatures out without having to pay anything for them. So we got 2 of them there. This is Ballynock Cohort. This is going to be one of the soldiers you're going to want to buff up because it's got first strike. And it fits with the soldier theme here. For 3 mana. Ballynock Cohort gets +1/+1 as long as you control another white creature. So usually you'll have one by then, and it's a 2/2 normally, but it'll be a 3/3 with another creature for first strike. We got Mosquito Guard, which is another soldier for 1 mana. It has first strike with the reinforce option to pay 2 mana. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That is a permanent 1/1 counter, so you can use that to buff your other creatures, and that's a 1/1 normally. Then we got Scene's Tactician, which is pay 1 mana to put a 1/1 counter on target soldier creature, and then each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it can block additional creatures. And that's a 1/1 for 1, which is pretty decent with the ability. We got Scene's Heir, which whenever Scene's Heir attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking Kithkin. So if you could get that control in the board state pretty easily, he can get pretty big pretty fast for a 1/1. One of my favorite cards at the deck, Mistmeadow Skulk. It's 2 mana, has lifelink, protection from converted mana cost 3 or greater. So anything with that 3 mana or better cannot destroy it or really affect it that much, which is nice. And there's a 1/1 for it. So it's a little small, so usually I'd put equipments or token or give it power somehow, you know. Springjack Shepherd, which is going to be one of the token engines in this deck. Chroma, when Spelljack Shepherd comes into play, put a 0/1 white goat creature token into play for each white mana symbol, and the mana cost of permanents you control. So, if this is the only card on the field at the time, it's just 1 goat that comes out, but as you get more white permanents on the field, you're going to have more with those mana symbols, so you could get a hefty little goat army to defend yourself with. Patrol Signaler, which is pay 2 to untap it, and then put a 1/1 white Kithkin soldier creature token into play. So just another way to get more tokens and soldiers out in the field, so you can go ahead and have them do your bidding for you. We got Fatigue of Destiny. This is a fun card because it evolves as it goes on. It's a 1 mana for a 1/1 to start with, but you can pay another mana the next turn, and he becomes a 2/2 white 2/2 Kithkin Spirit. You can pay 3 mana. After that, once it's a spirit, and he'll become a 4/4 Kithkin Spirit Warrior. And then for an additional 6 mana after it's a warrior, it becomes a 8/8 Kithkin Spirit Warrior with flying and first strike. So that last one can be pretty expensive, but if you can get it out, you get a pretty big beat stick that just flies over and hits first, which is pretty nice. And then we got Thoughtweft Trio, which is one of the bigger soldiers in the deck. It has first strike and vigilance for 4 mana, and it champions a Kithkin. So when this comes into play, sacrifice it unless you remove another Kithkin you control from the game. When this leaves the play, the Kithkin goes back to play, which is nice. And he can block any number of creatures, and he's a 5/5. So first strike and vigilance on a 5/5 for 4. That's in and of itself pretty decent to get some damage out there for you. Then we got 3 of the following. Ballynock Trapper, which this is going to be one of the cards to help you keep everything tapped down on your opponent's side, because it has the ability to tap target creature, and then whenever you play a white spell, you may untap it. So as you're playing your spells, you can just tap multiple creatures per turn, keep their board locked down. And then Unmake for 3, which is remove target creature from the game. Early version of Exile, essentially, here. And then we got our 2 tokens from the set, which we got our Goat and our Kithkin Soldier. So that's the deck that I like to run. It's one of my favorite decks to play that I have right now from the Lorwyn and Shadowmoor block set. Kithkins are super fun. I'm excited to play test around with some things on it as well and get it back up and running to fit maybe more of the modern cards in it and branch out from just that block. But if you guys have any questions on it, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer it. You guys have a fantastic day.